Hi everyone, you're welcome to today's tutorial. So today we'll be talking about Adobe Illustrator. Adobe Illustrator is a vector software that you can use for graphics design, logo making, for drawing, and it's also a very important tool for preparing character for rigging in After Effects and Adobe Character. So let's get on this tutorial. Kindly like, kindly subscribe, kindly share. Thank you. So this is what the interface looks like once you open the software. So at this upper part of the software, we have what we call the header. So in this header, we have various menus that contains command and options for managing your documents and your artwork. We have the file menu. Do you want to save it? Do you want to export it? We have the edit. Do you want to place a particular element at the front or at the back, and other options there? We have the object. So we have various menus there that you'll find useful. So we also have the windows, which is one very important menu as well. We'll come to that later. So below it, we have what we have this one displaying. Below it, we have this one displaying the software name, Adobe Illustrator 2024. I want to bring your attention to this one at the right-hand side. When you click on this icon here, you can switch workspace. Like, do you want to paint? Do you want to trace? So like, for example, if I click on paint, it will change the workspace. The workspace will be different from what you're seeing right now. So I just want you to know that you have the option to switch workspaces. You can move from one workspace to another. You can, depending on what you prefer. So sticking with Essential Classic. So here we have what we call the control bar. So this control bar gives you quick access to settings and properties that you'll be needing, depending on whichever element you select. I will show you an example of what I meant by this later. Then below it, we have what we call the document bar. This document bar, you can see we have this. I have just this tab displayed because this is the only tab I'm working on right now on this software. If I want to bring in if I want to open another file, I will have the tab here displayed, just like what we have in Photoshop. So this is what we call the document bar. So here we have what we call the toolbar. So this toolbar contains various tools that you'll be needing in the software. Also here, we have what we call the panel bar. So this panel bar, we have various panels. Property, library, color, depending. We have various panels. And in case there's a particular option you want and you can't find, like for example, maybe I want alignment or maybe layers, just come to window. Once you come to window, you find it. So I have a line here. Let's see. So depending on what do you have, layers. So you see, so depending on what you want, if you don't find it here, you can easily go to Windows, check for it and click on it. You have it display here. So here we have what we call the status bar. So here we have the option to zoom into our artboard, zoom in or zoom out, depending on what you want. You can also rotate the artboard if that's what you want. And you also have this slider. You can move the artboard, you can position it to where you find more convenient. So now let's look at some important tools that you'll be using in Illustrator. So let's start with the shape tool. So when you bring the mouse close to any tool, you will find the software displaying the name of that tool and a short video of what the tool does. So once you bring your mouse, you will have idea of what the function of the tool. And also for some of the tool, you will have this, you see this small arrow, you see this small arrow. Just when you click on it, you will see it bringing other options. So wherever you see, for any of these two options, wherever you find arrow, once you click on it, you find other tools that are available in that category as well. So for this shape, this is what we call the shape tool. So rectangle, let's just work on ellipse tool. And for the ellipse tool, you have to be you have to take note that, okay, now I've selected the ellipse tool. If I drag, I will not get the exact circle that I'm looking for. So when you want to use the ellipse tool, it's important to click on Shift. So once you click on Shift, you will get the perfect circle you want to get. So polygon tool, then the start tool. So that's the shape tool. So we have what we call the selection tool. This selection tool is the most used tool in this software. You'll be needing it regularly, like very frequently. So you'll be using it to select, move objects around, move shapes around. So the selection tool is one very important tool you'll be using very frequently. So this selection tool can also help you scale. You can scale up, you can scale down, it can help you scale. It can help you rotate as well. You can rotate shapes, you can rotate objects, whatever you select. The selection tool can help you do that. And also you can see this circle, this small circle dot. If you click on it, it can help you get a round edge, still using the selection tool. So now let's look at and this selection tool, it is also called the black cursor. So beside it, we have the direct selection tool. This one is called the white cursor. What this direct selection do is different from what the selection tool does. So like the direct selection tool helps you work on points. Like for example, let's click on this direct selection tool. Can you see immediately I click on this direct selection tool? Can you see I can see points? I can see various points showing. But if it's the selection tool I click on, you won't get that option. But the direct selection tool, so you have various points. In shapes, you have points. And these points are what we call the anchor points. So with the direct selection tool, you can work on this. With the direct selection tool, you can work on these anchor points. Sorry. So you can adjust, you can move around, you can move the anchor shapes around. So this is what the direct selection tool is. This is what you use the tool for. So you can use it to edit anchor points. Let's go to the pen tool. Where's the pen tool? Okay. Okay, sorry, pen tool is okay. So the pen tool helps you draw shapes that you not unlike all these geometric shapes that are already there, triangle, circle, and the likes. With the pen tool, you are able to draw the irregular shapes. And also the pen tool is very useful for tracing. It's very useful for tracing. If you're going to be using Illustrator, the pen tool is actually a very important tool you have to master. At first, you may not find it very convenient, but once you keep practicing, you get better using the pen tool. So the pen tool, just click, and come back, make the end point. So that's the pen tool. But look at this. Instead of clicking, I click and drag. Once I click and drag, I'm able to get a curve shape, unlike what I did previously. So that's it with the pen tool. So under this pen tool, we have the option, we have this other tool, the add anchor point tool. So what this add anchor point tool does is, you'll be able to add more points. Like maybe you want to edit a particular shape and the point you have is not enough, so you need to put a point somewhere to help you manipulate the shape to what you want. So with the add anchor point, you're able to add more points, and once you have more points, you are now able to adjust the shape a lot more to what you want it to be. So that's what the add anchor point does. And the delete anchor point too. For the delete anchor point, once you click on any anchor point, it will just delete it. So that's the delete anchor point. So we have the text tool. Okay, move this first. So the text tool, type 2. So let's just type tutorial. So like what if you remember what I said earlier about the control bar, like depending on what you select, the property, the options you will see at this control bar will be different. Okay, let's just even increase this first. So can you see for this test, can you see the options we have here? Now let's click on shape. Can you see the options we have here? So depending on whatever you select in this artboard, so the control bar gives you this quick access to settings and properties that you'll be needing, depending on whatever elements or whatever options you click here in the artboard. So the type tool, just with it, you're able to type and write things. If, for example, if I want the text to be in a box, I can just click, hold and drag to whatever shape I want. Once I hold and drag, whatever I type here is going to be within that box. It won't go outside of the box. It won't go outside of the box, so that is it. Okay, I want us to look at the shape builder too. So for the shape builder tool, with the shape builder tool, you can turn like 4 shapes to 1. You can turn 4 shapes, or depending on how many shapes it can help you turn more than 2 shapes. Like you want to merge 2 shapes together. So yes, that's the right way. It helps you merge shapes together. So let's select, and this is the shape builder tool. So once you click, so can you see that it has turned this to a single shape? And if you want to, you can also subtract shape. Okay, let's bring this here to subtract. So let's select it again. So if you want to subtract, you click Option on Mac, and for Windows, you click Alt. So once you click, okay. Shape builder, selected, option. So can you see, that part is off. So that's it. So I want us to look at this panel briefly. So I just want to talk a little about the layers. So in the earlier intro, I mentioned that this software is also very important for preparing character for rigging to use and for in After Effects and Adobe Character. So for example, all these shapes, they are just in one layer. If I want to work on a character, for example, to prepare it for rigging in After Effects, it can be on a layer. If it's on a layer, that means that character will just be one single element, and there won't be so much to do with that character. But if it's a character I want to rig it to walk, to talk, to move hands, to do this or that, I will have to put them in separate layer. Although I'm going to do a tutorial on this later, but I just want to briefly mention it. So for After Effects, you have to place the character parts in different layers. Also for Adobe Character, you put it also in different layer. But for Adobe Character, there's a particular format you have to follow. I'll do a tutorial on that as well later. So thank you for joining today's tutorial on Adobe Illustrator interface. Kindly like, kindly subscribe, and kindly share. Thank you.